Joining me now, former Pennsylvania Senator and potential Republican candidate for president, Rick Santorum. Senator, it's great to have you here. Let's talk about these job numbers. 9.1% unemployment, very anemic numbers. Why aren't the jobs coming back?
Well, it's a combination of things. First, I mean, right now you're got a headwind of energy prices, which is a direct result of Obama's policies, shutting down oil drilling in the Gulf, denying permits in Alaska. And I'm not talking about, ANWR with the new area, but I'm talking about existing areas for exploration. Same thing with the oil sands in the upper Midwest. You've had a policy of this administration that is reducing the output of oil in this country, as a result relying upon risky areas of the world, and speculators and the global price of oil as a result it has been going up, and that's been a huge heart attack to the economy of this country. Throw on top of that Obamacare, which is now being implemented, taxes and regulations and increasing cost of health care. Throw on top of that additional things like the NLRB threatening Boeing for locating jobs in a state that doesn't have union employment, to the EPA and its regulations on CO2. So you just have an incredibly hostile atmosphere created by this administration, and as a result, guess what? We aren't creating jobs.
Senator, one of the things that was very striking is that half of the jobs that were created last month were created by McDonald's. Half of the national jobs, which means that, which is not a bad job. I mean, that's better than not having a job, for sure, and I'm grateful for those jobs. But it really does show just how dramatically off-kilter we are economically, yet the Democrats have not put forth a plan to say, here's what we're going to do, or at least a coherent plan. Would you speak to what your plan would be if you were president today?
Yeah, I think you have to look at it. You're right. First, the Democrats have not put together a coherent plan. I didn't even mention the mountain of federal debt that we have, and of course the impact on that, and the inflating of the currency, and that's impact on prices, which of course also has a negative effect. So let's go through all those. We need to get the Fed back under control. We need to no QE3, much less finishing out QE2, but no QE3. We have to start doing some things to bring inflation under control. That's the major responsibility of the Fed, and what we've seen is this administration, at least it looks like, to try to throw money out there to try to get this economy going. It's not working, and it's creating inflation. So that's number one. Number two, we have to get our fiscal house in order. The fact that President Obama has not put forward a responsible budget, has not said that spending $1 and borrowing 40 cents is not unsustainable, which of course it is unsustainable. Those are the kinds of things that we have to do. And I've put forward concrete proposals. Like, for example, I said I support the Ryan plan. I support the plan actually being implemented sooner than Congressman Ryan would suggest, because the problem is right now. I said I've supported and would repeal Obamacare. That is, to me, the biggest job crusher out there, and replace it with a system that believes in people instead of government in making their health care decisions, which means tax breaks for the uninsured, as opposed to government mandates for everybody.
Senator, you're making the rounds. You've been up in New Hampshire, you've been to Iowa and South Carolina, the places where presidential candidates go. Tell me one of the moments you've had talking to a potential voter that really just sort of said to you, here's why I'm running for president. Relate to me an encounter that sort of sums up that person who either has lost a job or has that sort of look in his eye that says, why do you want to be president?
Yeah, it's interesting. I'll give an encounter that maybe is a little different than what you're thinking about, but to me was important. I had a guy come up to me in Bedford, New Hampshire, and I know you've been there, Mike. And,
I have.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful place.
It is, and he came up to me and said, I've been doing this for many, many years. He said, he said, and you're different than the guys that come through. He said, you know what? You were honest with us with every single answer. You answered every question. You gave us the details of what you believe and why you believe it. He said, you know what? I really think right now we need someone who's going to actually lay out the facts for the people of this country, who actually understand the issues and the root causes of the problems that we face, and actually has solutions based on our founding principles that can actually restore America to its greatness.